All right. Welcome, everyone, to the February LifeWave Connect Business Webinar. My name is Gerrit Johnson. I'm the U.S. Country Manager, and it's my pleasure to be able to come to you today to be able to share this amazing webinar with you. These webinars are designed to be able to help our brand partners. So we do have our product webinar that usually we have David on. And obviously when David's on, everyone likes to come listen, but that one can be used for both brand partners, customers. This one in particular is designed to help kind of build that belief and also understanding of how to build a network marketing business here at LifeWave. And so we get to partner with some of our top leaders, from around really the world. And we've had some great leaders that have been on today. I'm very excited about who we will be having on to be able to talk about why network marketing, and what a great topic. But as we're coming on, we know that there's going to be many people coming in from different languages. We do have the language options for our European languages this morning. And then tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll have our, at 6 o'clock Pacific time, we'll have our Asia languages. And so you feel free to hop on there and listen in the language that you're most comfortable with. And we're certainly glad that everyone's here. We're certainly seeing people coming in from all over the place. We have some from Florida. We have some from South Africa, Texas, another one from South Africa, the UK, Washington, Germany, Baltimore, Texas. So it is, we certainly are so glad that you're all here with us today, and we'll have an opportunity to be able to ask some questions. And so for those of you who are on, if you go to the Q&A section and you have a question you would like to ask towards the end of this webinar, you can certainly go there and we'll get to those towards the end. But I want to introduce to you now our guest speakers. It's a dynamic duo, Javi and Olga Solis. They come to us from New Jersey. They have an unwavering dedication and passion for making a positive impact, and they've been able to achieve the prestigious rank of Senior Presidential Director, which is no small feat. And they did that in a very short period of time. Their success has come because of their desire to assist others and to help others to be able to reach their full potential. They were able to reach the rank of Senior Presidential Director. And by achieving it, they've been able to prove that they have exceptional leadership and their abilities and their expertise in creating sustainable growth. This is a remarkable achievement, and they've been able to inspire countless individuals to follow in their footsteps and achieve their own dreams. So they have many people on their team that have also reached the rank of Senior Presidential Director, as well as been able to help many others reach many other ranks, throughout the time they've been here. And so we are so grateful that they've honored us and are willing to come on and share with us the opportunity, their experience, and how we can understand a little bit more about the importance of network marketing. What's it all about? And why did we choose that? Why is this one of what I perceive to be the best business model that there is out there? So can we go ahead and welcome on Javi and Olga Solis?
Woo! Wow.
Hello.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. What an honor. What an honor to be here.
Well, we are so glad that you're willing to come on and help us today and share your understanding and your knowledge. And we've had a chance to talk a little bit beforehand, and so and kind of get this prepared. And so I think understanding your background and your experience, I think will really be instrumental in helping everyone kind of understand where you're coming from. So I'm just going to give you guys a chance to tell us a little bit about your past, your history, but also what kind of brought you to LifeWave.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to start because I love getting into it because it kind of started here. Well, first and foremost, I just want a huge thank you to Gerrit and Geraldo for giving us the chance to share our story here, because it's a big one and it's changed our lives in so many ways. But a little bit about Javi and I. We're from New Jersey, and we got married just in July. We have a blended family, but I have three boys of my own from my previous relationship, and they are three boys, 11, 10, and 6. And my the biggest joy in my life was being a mother. And when you go into getting pregnant and delivering that baby, you think you're going to Rome. And, sometimes life takes you on a twist. And I landed somewhere in a third world country. And I say that, I hope you understand what I mean when I say that. What I mean by that is that things don't always go as expected. So 8 years ago, my son, our life flipped upside down. And we were faced with some real challenges and nothing that anyone can ever prepare you for. And my son had lost all ability to speak. He had significant motor challenges. He was truly not well on so many levels. There was a huge brain-body disconnect. And, for 2 years, I did exactly what I was told to do with traditional methods and doctors suggesting certain things. And I did all of it. We spent hours at home. We just shared this story, I don't know, 4 times today. Yeah. I spent hours at home in the first 2 years of our journey after, everything declined in his health, just working with therapists and doctors, and day in and day out and day in and day out. And then after 2 years, I decided to take things into my own hands. And I said, you know what? I've got to try something new. And I went on a mission. And once you go down that rabbit hole, if anybody's been down that rabbit hole, there is no getting a girl out. So she was all in, and she was going to figure out a way to help her baby, and I went into many different, tried many different things in homeopathy, ways to detoxify the body. We looked into, we tried the hyperbaric chamber, and our last resort was, and I shared this story just recently, and I don't really put this piece in, but I want you all to feel me, where my heart is coming from as a mom with a child with special needs. I went to Disney World with my children, and I looked at 2 boys that were in front of us in line, and they must have been maybe one was 10, one was 9. And they were interacting with each other. They were talking with each other. They were hugging each other. And I looked at these boys, and I remember just freezing. And it's such a simple little thing that said, I have to go harder with Alex, because I watched these 2 boys interact and play and hug and speak to each other. And I thought, wow, my boys don't get to do that with each other because one does not have the ability to speak still. And I thought, we're going to go in, and that was my last resort. We're going to try stem cell injections. And I traveled internationally for these injections. And they were probably the most promising thing I did before X39. And then we got a phone call from a dear friend who I love dearly. Thank you so much, Mike and Saeed Hernandez. They have become family to us now. Because of them, we are where we are right now. And then he's telling me about this simple patch. And I thought he was out of his mind. I said, how could this be better than stem cell injections? And I started to do my due diligence and researching a little behind phototherapy. And I said, you know what I said? This is what I said. If the worst thing we can do is nothing. And I jumped in, and we got the patch the next day, and we placed the patch on my son, and there was it. That was it. 1 week later, we're sitting in the backyard, and we see testimony after testimony. My son was able to swing on a swing. I know to many that might sound like something so nothing, but it was big, because we'd stand behind my son for hours, swinging him on a swing. And then he learned how to ride a bike. And then he learned how to ride a scooter. And it just started to just keep going and keep going. And it was, and his body was healthy. You could see he wasn't getting sick. His eyes were clearer. His reception, he was so receptive. He his cognition, everything just started to balance. I keep using that word because that's what I feel. I feel like everything just balanced, and I'm not saying it's a cure by all means, but hey, gosh, it is a better quality of life. And I know if any parent is going through what I'm going through, you're constantly trying and seeking, and a lot of times, quite honestly, being defeated by a bunch of dead-end roads.
Yeah.
And here we have something that is done the most for my son, the cheapest route and the most holistic route. And we are so blessed. It's completely changed our lives. So I remember having our first conversation with David Schmidt, just a short little convo. And I asked him, I said, I wanted to pick his brain because when I'm around David, I feel like, wow, he's magic. He's magic, and I said, David, is there anything else you can suggest? Like, I'm trying everything and I follow the protocol. And he goes, I tried carnosine and give Eon a try. And he told me where to place, it didn't really matter. He basically said you could place them where they're suggested where the study suggests to place them. But I said, I'm going to place them closest to his brain. And now in the last 6 months, I'm so happy to share that he's now starting to put little words together. He's 10 years old, and all I ever wanted to do was to hear my baby's voice. And I'm starting to hear a little bit about it. And it's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. And I wish that for everyone who's struggling with a child who has lost the ability to speak. So I am over the moon, screaming on the rooftops and sharing not just this remarkable technology and product, but I'm here to share we have truly got something that will not just change you from the inside out, but help others do the same.
That's right.
So then why, you ask, why network marketing? And I reply, why not? Why not? It's the simplest thing. I will not lie, there's work to be put in, but it's the simplest thing. And we get to do it in our own personal freedom, wherever that may be. Tomorrow we're flying out to Puerto Vallarta with This Is It team. Thank you, Steve and Gina, for building a system that has been proven to succeed, and we're all winning. But wow. Thank you, David Schmidt. Thank you. This has been a remarkable journey. So that's a little bit about, I can keep going. I'm here all day, so I have to learn how to kind of stop when time is to stop, but it's been remarkable.
Well, that's amazing. And hearing that story, Javi mentioned a little bit about it to us, yesterday, and I'd heard a little bit about it from different experiences we've had and getting a chance to meet you too. But to be able to hear your mother's heart and to be able to understand what that means to affecting one of your children is quite amazing, really. And so thank you for sharing that. That really means a lot. And I think it will help everyone else understand why it is, because Javi, you mentioned to me yesterday that you weren't ready to get back into network marketing. You had kind of had your experience before, and you kind of decided maybe this wasn't the direction you wanted to go. And so, but you still decided to do it, and you got involved in that. But one of the things that I find is there can be a little bit of a stigma around this industry. So what are some of the misconceptions that you see that kind of come up within our industry that you find are kind of that people just don't understand completely?
Getting into this profession changed and revolutionized my life forever, but there was a process when it came to it. And when Mike came, and there was a little gap in between that I didn't speak to Mike for like a good 5-6 years. I mean, we had text here and there, but there was a gap, and my journey started 16 years ago. And in this process of my journey, it was good things coming to people's lives when it's inconvenient, Gerrit. Mm-hmm. And it was a very inconvenient time for me. And I had no idea that this is where, for us, we believe in God. I'm not going to put my belief on you, the universe, whatever. I respect it. But this is where we're supposed to be placed. I wanted to be a baseball player. Okay. God had different plans for me. Okay. And I sat across the table with a lady who came to me and said, "Hey, have you ever opened to help some people and make some money?" And she didn't know that I was broke, busted, and disgusted. I put the poker face on. I said, "Sure, why not? What you got?" And it was a whole hour. I was so bored. I will never get that hour back in my life. But I didn't understand why she was so excited. But you want to know something, Gerrit? She made me thirsty enough to want to keep drinking. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. But you can make a horse thirsty enough to want to keep drinking. So I was thirsty. But then my next exposure was, and how things come out, was Mike Hernandez. I saw him speak, and you know, I said, wow, man, if this guy can do it, so can I, because of his story. So that's why we never make a point without telling a story. You never tell a story without making a point. And his story inspired me, but he made me even more thirsty. Yeah. And I went to an event that I couldn't even afford to go to. I made it work. I went to that event and I met Steve and Gina Merritt. And I saw their story. And I'm around 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people. And I see all these network marketers, and I said, these people are so weird. They're so happy. Why they're so happy? You know? But it became infectious to me. I was like, I became magnetized to the idea of, wow, this is a better place than where I was back home. So I made a decision. I said, you know what? I want to do this. I want to inspire people, but I need to better myself because I can't give something that I don't have. So it became a process, and I decided, I made a decision, Gerrit. I made a decision. This is what I want to do. I want to inspire people. I want to help people become a better version of themselves. I want to speak all over the world, but for what much is given, much is required. So I knew that I had to prepare me to get to the person that I asked for. And it took me, it took Javi 15 years now to get to where I wanted to go. Okay. And I was okay with that journey. And please, folks, don't take my 15 years to be yours. Yeah. Because back then I started at ground zero. And the one thing I tell to people that I have over you guys is experience. We have something over you, which is called experience. But what you have over us is also experience. That's right. So I believe when you meet somebody, people come in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Mm-hmm. And through that season, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn wisdom. You're going to get experience, because with that experience, you're going to teach someone to be a better version of them. And I had a ton of it through my whole career, a ton. I put them in the memory bank, Gerrit. And what is the misconception? People fear away from this profession not because of network marketing. It's a beautiful profession. It's not perfect, but there's a better way. It's the network marketers that mess it up. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then when we got involved, and I took a break, I'm a public speaker and I speak in schools, but it was an inconvenient time for us when Alex was going through his situation, and Mike called us. And our job as brand partners in LifeWave is to resolve people's problems. Mike resolved our problem. We don't have to go international to do this ever again. Why? Because of a simple patch called X39. I didn't want to do this again, Gerrit. I was hoping it didn't work, so we didn't have to do it. Yeah. But you know what? It's true. We became blessed. Now we have to become a blessing. Mm-hmm. Because here's the key, Gerrit. We asked for this years ago. We asked for this solution to this problem years ago. And it will come at its appropriate time, and it will fall in your lap when the resolution is, when it's time for you to resolve that problem. And there was a gap in between. And when I saw it come, I said, Ola, we asked for this. And then we continued to look, and we said, wait a minute, Mike, Steve and Gina are involved in this too? And I said, there's a no-brainer, because everything rises and falls on leadership. When you do this, but you can't do this business with just anybody. So when I get stories, I've done this before, I had this bad experience, I simply tell them, then you must have a story. Please tell me your story. Okay. And the first thing I say, listen, this is not perfect, but I have to apologize for what happened. It's not network marketing, it's network marketers. This is what we have to offer. Please listen and take to heart what we have to tell you. And when we got in, I said, Olga, we're going to do this again, and we're going to bring this culture back. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say that again. We're going to bring this culture back, because at some point, people did not want to get involved in this because of its reputation. I'm here to tell you today, the culture is back. The culture is back. Well, I only could speak for this is it. Okay. Now, the first person who we called was our dear friend called Linda Sanchez. Yeah. And we built this organically. That's the only person who we knew who had experience in this business. And I said, Linda, we're going to bring this culture back. And we're going to do it the right way. We want people to want to be here. We're not here to convince anybody.
Mm-mm.
A man convincing against the will is of the same opinion, Gerrit. So we're here to want people to want to be part of this, because if they want to be part of it, they're here to stay. If I have to convince you to want to have better health, then I have to convince you to do this and convince you to do that. And you know what? We're not in the convincing business.
And though we try sometimes, we try, but
Yeah, we can want it more for you.
right.
You know, so when I saw this opportunity, and I believe that God gave this opportunity, we moved.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not trees, we moved. And something that we asked for, the window was open, we took advantage of it, and said, Ola, we asked for this years ago. This is the opportunity to get to the pinnacle of our network marketing career, and boom, it came into fruition. But here's the deal, Gerrit. Here's the deal. We don't do it by ourselves. There are many people who are bringing along with us, because you know what? People do business with people who they know, like, and trust. And the first thing that we tell people is watch our feet, not our mouth.
Yes.
Okay, because the speed of the group is the speed of the leader. And it becomes infectious, Gerrit. It becomes infectious. So we're changing the way people think about this business. And you know what? What better place to do it in a company called LifeWave? Okay. And they're here to stay. We're going to be here for the next 40, 50, 60, 70 years, man.
It's good. We're going to build a legacy for our children and our children's children. That's what I believe LifeWave will do.
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible. And I think really you one line that you said there really sums up what network marketing is. And that is, I wrote it down. I said, we became blessed, and so we need to bless others. That really is just, that really surmises what network marketing is really about. Is there's something that we find that we love, we fall in love with, because it's made a difference in our lives. And of course, when we look at LifeWave, amazing products, and they really are changing people's lives all over the world. So now we have this transformational experience, and we're saying, hey, this has blessed our lives in a way we never thought was possible. What do we do with it? Do we just keep it a secret, keep it hidden under a rock? Of course not. If you're any kind of a good person, you're going to want to share it. And I love that you've been blessed. Now you need to bless others. And so I think that's so good. And I also loved the line where you said about, network marketing is not the problem. It's the network marketer. That's the problem. The stigma comes from the individuals who probably behave badly when it comes to how they go about doing this business. But when we take it from that perspective of we're trying to be a blessing to others, it's a very different mindset than I'm trying to sell a whole bunch of products so that I can make some extra money.
Right.
It really changes the mindset. And so I think it makes a big difference. So as we're looking kind of at the industry in general, what are some of the benefits that we see that come from network marketing that's different from, say, a traditional business?
You know what? Not only experience, but some people like their jobs, some people don't like their jobs, so some people have to do it because they have to make ends meet.
Right.
But for me, trading hours for dollars, just something that doesn't fit into my DNA. Okay. And I did it for some time, but the point that I decided, I don't want to do this anymore, because you know what? I like the fact that I can wake up with my eyes open, and trading hours for dollars is a good thing. Some people love their jobs, and I respect that, but I want to be the master of our own ship.
Yes.
Okay. And our children look at us as role models, because they're learning what mommy and daddy is doing, and we want to instill our work habits into them, to show them to be good examples.
And belief habits.
Right.
There's a lot of belief that comes behind this industry.
And the one thing that Olga and I we press on people is the way you think. You know what? And I never thought at one point I was deserving to be successful or to have abundance, but that was a mindset.
Yeah.
You understand? But I had to work through that, and that comes through experience, Gerrit. Now, and what do I mean by that? Because, like I said, people come into your life for a reason, a season, for a lifetime. And I can tell you a story. When I got into my entrepreneurship, the first person that I met, John Burns, was a very successful entrepreneur. But everybody goes through storms in life, and those storms gives us the experience to take on the next chapter of your life. It gives us wisdom. It gives us experience. And, he went through a storm, and he had a sober issue. And I went to him. I said, hey, John, are you ever going to be sober for the rest of your life? And he goes, you know what, Javi? I don't know, but I'm going to be sober for one more day.
Yeah.
you know, and that stuck with that wisdom stuck with me, and it went into my memory bank. And he knew I started this journey in network marketing. At some point, it became a little tough for me because I never did this before. And he called me, and then at some point we lost contact. He called me and said, "Hey, Javi, how are you doing?" I said, "It's getting a little tough." He goes, "Do you feel like quitting?" And I said, "You know, I do." He goes, "Just do yourself a favor, Javi. Just don't quit for one more day."
Ooh.
And that stuck with me because every day, and I'm talking to everybody, and I get emotional because I know where I was when it comes to my experience. It's going to be a road to get to where you want to go. But the question is, are you willing? And I would say this to our team: are you willing? If you're willing to go one more day, okay, and go above and beyond and outwork somebody. Okay, I have this mentality: you're not going to outwork me. Okay, but I had to build to that, to go out and do one more text and send one more email and do one more follow-up every day. Okay, and to not quit one more day. And if you can, if you, and that journey that you're going through, guys, you have to go. I call it the power of one more. You have to have those experiences because your business will never outgrow your level of leadership. Okay, and we stress on leadership because that is the core. Community is the core. And then when we enrolled Linda, so Linda, we are going to create a slew of leadership. And then came Andre Davuti and Jackie Davuti, and then came the other leaders in our organization. I mean, I'll be here for hours calling everybody, but you know what? One person leads to another, and someone's going to say yes, and someone's going to tell the world and figure it out.
Yes.
You know, and we said yes. We said yes. And you know what, Gerrit, I can pinch myself every day.
Yeah.
Okay, how our life is because of some patch called X39 and something that we asked for years ago. Hey, did we do great things in this business? Yes, but not like now.
Never.
Because now we were prepared to take that, to embark on that journey to be the leaders that we asked to be. And you know what? We take our wisdom and we take our experience and we pass it on to people. Okay, because everybody on our team is going to teach, they're going to learn, they're going to present, so we can show them they're a better version of them. Okay, so I tell people, don't quit just for one more day.
I love
One more day. You know, that is such amazing advice. And I love that, especially coming from someone who obviously had a very, very severe challenge, you know, trying to just get through one more day of sobriety, and that makes all the difference, you know. And so it works the same, you know, in all aspects of our lives. But, you know, one of the things that I think you really honed in on there, and one of probably the biggest differences that I see, the difference between network marketing and traditional business, is the personal development that comes with it. Now, certainly you can gain personal development and growth in that when, you know, working at a job or doing anything in life, but you have to kind of choose that, where sometimes with network marketing, it's forced upon you, you know, for lack of a better term, because you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to do things that you may not be comfortable doing, but as you do it and as you practice it and as you do it more and more and more, you get better and better with it. I think it's Ralph Waldo Emerson that said, that which we persist in doing becomes easy to do. Not that the nature of the thing has changed, but that the power to do has increased. Why? Because we just keep doing it. We're consistent. We keep doing it over and over again. And that's what builds who we are. And it makes us better and better. A good friend of mine, Michael Simon, once said that, you know, he owned a business. You know, it was a multi-million-dollar business, and he ended up selling it so that he could pursue his network marketing business. And he said it was the first time he said that he worked a business that he made him a better husband and father. You know, where the opposite usually happens when it comes to other types of business, because it's taken you away. So, you know, when we take a look at what network marketing does and that freedom it gives us, kind of discuss a little bit about what that flexibility and freedom that comes as you build a network marketing business.
Oh,
Wow.
a lot of freedom. I mean, our whole life has changed. I grew up, growing up, just a touch, nothing serious, but grew up, my dad came from Poland and he started his own business, failed, and then went into another business and struggled. And he struggled for many years. And there was days where I didn't see my father because he was out all day. And I remember being so proud of him, but thinking, gosh, is this really living? Yes, he came from Poland. Yes, he came with $10 in his pocket. Yes, he built a beautiful business and a legacy for his family. But is this what it's all supposed to be about? Just day in and day out. And he was ill and he was tired and he had no energy, but he was a beautiful father, a great father. And I knew I wanted nothing to do with it. So how it's changed us. We grew up with traditional 9-to-5 jobs. We were used to that. I knew I didn't want to do it forever. I knew I wanted something of my own, but that would not take everything out of me so that I didn't have anything left for my family.
Yeah.
And here we have finally been able to create that in the past year and a half. We are now able to leave to Mexico tomorrow for 6 days, 5 days, and take personal phone calls, business phone calls, and do Zooms and launch businesses. And we're doing it with our children right next to us.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, what a joy. My kids come on to the Zooms and they're waving hello to everyone. It's a joy. They love my children. We love them. Other ways that it's given us freedom. What other?
I always, I tell people we're no different than any of you guys. Like I said before, we knew our ambition level.
Yeah.
And the power of making a decision. Gerrit, we fought for this. Okay. This wasn't an overnight success at all. And, people think they have to be great to start. You just need to start to be great.
Yeah.
We started at ground zero too. We started, and the story and the journey is what people need to hear, the vulnerability and the transparency, because you know what, if you're not relatable to anybody, then they're not going to want to do this, because if this was easy, everybody would be doing it, but we were willing to change or help people change the way they think, and in other words, we're here to help people cross. And this is another wisdom that I took with me in the past. When I was young, I was working in Manhattan, and there was a blind man on the corner saying, "Can someone help me cross?" I helped him cross. And it felt so good to help that man cross for something that's so insignificant, to help him cross. And our job here in LifeWave is to help people cross, to get them to where they want to be from where they are. And let me tell you something. If you would have met me 16 years ago when I first met Mike, I was ghetto fabulous. I'm going to tell you right now, I am a totally different person who I am now. But again, for much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
I needed to be the person I needed to be for me to lead people. Okay. And when I say something, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stick by it. Why? Because people watch your feet and not your lips. And that's something that we instill in our team and everybody. And you know what? We teach, and we tell people to teach. Just teach what you know. The faster you get independent, the faster your dream is going to come.
Yes.
And the faster your organization is going to grow. We have people from just 2 days of being a manager just showing this presentation to people, Gerrit. Why? Because their dream is big.
Yeah.
You understand? And I say, there's 3 things, guys, that we must do in life. Is one thing, something to look up to. Okay, I look up to God Almighty. Without him, he is totally responsible why we are the way we are right now. I give him all the glory.
Yes.
Something to look up to, something to look forward to. I look forward to give my wife the life that she deserves, my little kids the life that they deserve. We're going to Mexico tomorrow. Okay, wife, through the grace of God, with the help of Steve and Gina and Mike Hernandez, to the This Is It system, and something to look forward to, helping my team change the way they think, that they're deserving to have success and abundance. Okay, we're intentional. Intentionality is important in this business. Be intentional. Want to help people change their mindset in terms of abundance and financial stability, resolving their financial anxieties.
Yeah.
Okay, in a physical, emotional, spiritual, and a financial way. Be intentional. We are so intentional. We make calls no matter where we at. We dive down deep in our organization, and we say, who here wants to go manager? That's all we do. We ask for who here wants to go manager, not director, executive, presidential, senior presidential. Who here wants to go manager? Okay, and we come out with the saying, just become a manager making machine.
We love that.
And that's where we keep it. So we're here to help people cross, and we're purpose driven couple. We're not an ego driven couple, and there's magic when it comes to that, Gerrit.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think that you gave him a question, because I've always believed that the questions, when we're trying to especially introduce someone or get someone interested in what we're doing, questions are the answer. You ask the right questions, they're going to tell you what it is that they need so that you can help them. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And I love that once you have them in and they're trying to decide what is it I need to do, you just ask them a simple question, you know, and I love that. Who wants to go manager?
Yes.
It's that simple. And the more we can help do that, it really then drives every other aspect of this. And so you've touched on this a bit, but what would you say then is the importance of mentorship in a network marketing business?
Well, listen, first things first, he said it before, and I'll say it again, everything rises and falls on leadership. And I've never understood that before until I got here with our mentors and worked with them. It truly changes the whole game.
Right.
You know,
when I first met Steve and Gina 16 years ago, they gave me some advice. They said, never take financial advice from someone who's never been financially successful, because they can never show you how to be. Never take successful advice from someone who's never been successful, so they can never show you how to be. So I'm very selective. What I let into my ears and what I let into my eyes. And the one thing, there's something to chase, and I say to Mike, I'm chasing you.
Yeah.
I'm chasing you, Mike. Why? Because I listen to him, because he's been there. And he's teaching me how to go there, and it's something that is duplicatable.
Yeah.
Okay, and we keep it super simple.
Super simple.
Okay, and we don't want people to think that they have to be a David Schmidt to be in here.
Right.
Okay, I'm not David Schmidt. That's his level of gifting. We have our level of gifting. Everybody has a level of gifting, and if you use your gift will make room for you. It will make room for you. And what we do is we're just a guide. That's all we're doing. We're a guide, and we just pull that leadership out of them so they can see something of themselves that they don't see. Okay, we're outside of the picture frame, and we can see more than they can. And all we just do is some self-evaluating. Have people say, you know what, I can't do this. I showed up for this. Okay, I showed up for this, and I'm in awe of these stories of our team around the world, and the success that they're having financially, the success that they're having abundantly. We wake up to messages, and all we do is celebrate. We're such big cheerleaders. Yeah. Okay, we utterly want to see people win, and the fact that you trust in us to come and talk to people around the world, that is not in our organization, to help them get their business from here to here, means everything to us, because leaders give things away without expecting anything in return.
Oh, I love that. And I think, as we look at that, the idea of mentorship and I love the fact that where you went was you were well mentored. You had you had some amazing leaders that mentored you. But just because you're mentored doesn't mean you're going to be successful. No. What you do with the mentorship, with that information and that knowledge and understanding, the example, really, I mean, that's really probably the most valuable thing you can get, is the example of what to do, because they're doing it, makes all the difference. And I believe, obviously, you're doing that with your team as well, because we see the results. It's one thing to be able to say, oh yeah, we're gonna be big, we're gonna do this and that. But once the results are in and we see the new leadership and we see the new growth, then we know we can see where the leaders are. They don't need to tell us, oh, I'm the leader. No, we don't need you to tell us. We can see it. And of course, that's why we took the opportunity to have you on this webinar today. So and just feeling your energy today as well is quite powerful. So we have this mentorship that we're trying to both develop for ourselves and learn and grow, but also now to share that with our teams, be that leader within the team. And I think what it then needs, the next then big requirement in building a network marketing organization is to build a culture. You mentioned this right at the very beginning as well, the importance of this. But what is it that you are doing to try to build that really strong, amazing culture within your team?
Love.
Self-growth.
Experience. Storytelling.
Yeah.
Awareness. Going from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Mm-hmm. Okay, we were all there, including myself. I was in a fixed mindset until someone told me, you're an imperfect person helping people in this imperfect world. And that makes so much sense to me. It's like, even being imperfect, I can make a difference, going from success to significance, and that's what we want people to understand. They can go from success to significance by just saying yes. The culture that we have at our virtual event a couple of months ago, we had the pleasure of having a bunch of our team members there. We're in a little corner like little kids, laughing and collaborating, and we're joking around, and other people are looking at us like, how long have they known each other?
Right.
Listen, this is the culture that we create because we want to be that way.
And it's true. It's authentic. Like, we truly love each other. We'll call each other, and sometimes we talk X39 all day, but sometimes we just get on the phone and we laugh at each other. And we truly, I mean, Linda Sanchez, Andre Devuti, Mike Hernandez, Stephen Gino, we sit there, Veronica, we'll just laugh. And we are now, I told Javi, and I'm going to share it with you all, I feel that all the growth that I've experienced in the last, especially year and a half for myself, I've outgrown so many people who were skeptical about this particular type of business and model. And a lot of naysayers, a lot of people didn't believe I can achieve this. And it was very hard to keep hearing that I would go with my friends, and we're a team, dream team. We'd sit together. This is a team. We'd huddle, we'd break bread, we'd laugh. And I looked at Javi and I said, these are my people forever. This is us. This is where God has brought me. Like, I don't need anything else.
Yeah.
I am fulfilled. I want to meet more people like us.
Yeah. We have targets, Gerrit. And when we first got into LifeWave, I didn't know you from a bar of soap, but I said, you know what? He's going to be my friend one day. He doesn't even know it yet. But you know what? I'm throwing it out there. Okay. Because when I want something, I'm going to get it at all costs. That's just who Javi is. And that's who Olga is. So people see our culture, and you know what? Olga's right. That's the glue, community, culture of this business. Okay. And everything always just comes into place. You build the people will build the business. Okay. The same way Olga and I were built through our great mentors. Okay. Because we invested, ILT, we invest, we learn, and now we teach. And we tell people to do the same thing. Just learn and teach. Pass it along. Don't be selfish. Okay. Don't keep it to yourself. Expose your people to your upline. Let them hear different stories. Don't reinvent the wheel. Keep it simple. And you know what? The stories that we have of resolving financial anxieties, we'll be here hours of people who have received abundance through LifeWave financially, just recently. And to say the names, we are one of our international friends, George Kaduri, Chris, Merle, Sandy. I mean, I go on and on and on, and the stories and the life change, and they say thank you. We don't want to thank you. We just want to do the applauding. We don't want to get applauded. We want to do the applauding. That's more fulfilling. It fills my cup over, And so for us, that's what this business is all about.
I remember, so I've been in this industry for about almost 27 years now. And only one of those years was as a brand partner. So I actually did go out and try building a business. And I remember when I hit my first rank and being able to go across the stage for the first time. And I'd actually helped probably thousands of people go across the stage at that point in my career by, hey, come across the shaking hands, high-fiving, whatever, as they're getting their experience. But now and this is the first rank within this company. So this wasn't like any crazy rank. It was, but I remember going across that stage for the first time going, holy crap, I now get it. I probably brought out the right terminology, but I was so surprised at what that meant to me. But I can say the better part of that was when I saw someone on my team go across the stage. And then to be able to celebrate them changed everything as well. So, those being able to kind of, as we talk about mentor and leadership and taking those opportunities to help build others, and then to be able to see the result and see them kind of grow and learn and become better. What an amazing experience. You mentioned something about, and I definitely saw this. So we had a chance to come out to Florida and help support an event that you and your team were doing. And I will say everyone actually everyone legitimately wanted to be together. They actually like each other, right?
Yeah.
So everyone enjoyed the time that they had, and it was almost like they couldn't get enough of it. And we were there all day long, and yet it never got old. It was so much fun to be able to be there and to support everyone and to see kind of the culture that has been built there. And I really do believe that those are the types of things that can change everything. When people get a chance to fit into that kind of a culture, whether they're making a lot of money or a little money, that doesn't matter, because they're there. They're part of this, something that's greater than them. And I think that's really quite amazing to see, what you have been able to achieve in that regard. But, when we look at normal business, you don't always like the people. I mean, when you talk about a normal business, everyone wants to talk about politics, the office politics, which is never the fun part of it. And it's not that network marketing is perfect and you don't have people on your team that maybe are a little bit more challenging. I think we've all had those people as well, but you legitimately get to build and grow, and probably over time, the ones that stick it out are the ones you do like the most, and that you do really enjoy being able to spend time with. And I'm going to guess part of the reason you're so excited about going to Mexico isn't because it's in a beautiful area in Mexico, which of course it is, but it's the people that are going to be there.
Yeah.
It's the team members that are going to be there and being able to spend that time.
We get to be with our people.
Yeah. And it's not just with people who are our local team, but our international team as well. And who would have thought that, our greatest friends are people from around the world, locally too, and it's just a dream come true,
Truly.
And to think that people outside of our circle are the people who we have locked arms with, people who we organically, relationships we built with, that we're building this big empire with, and building it with people like you guys, of course, because you guys have are part of this outfit from corporate, and that's why I say, I want to build a relationship with these guys, and they don't even know it yet, and because why I envision where we want to go. And what, I don't even call it the scary part, Gary. You know what the big part of this? We're just a year and a half in, man. Okay. We're just wait. What about how this is going to look 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? That is what excites me. That's what excites me. This was like a test trial, and 5 years from now, we're going to look back on this like, my God, I can't fathom to see the results. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Well, and it really is amazing when you see those relationships that build over time, and of course it just continues to grow, right? And that's definitely something that we've seen. Now, I want to kind of shift gears just a little bit, and that part of it is because this is an area that I find people, specifically within the network marketing industry, sometimes struggle with. They don't usually struggle with the products. They try the products, they have an amazing experience, and they have no trouble sharing the products. But one of the areas that they generally do sometimes tend to struggle with is the idea of sharing the opportunity or talking about money. And I know some people struggle with this. Some people are really good with it. But I think from my experience, most people are like, oh, I just want to help people. I'm not worried about the money. What is it you do within your team, or how do you help people overcome this idea? Because people need money these days as much as they need a great product or their health. Because, in fact, so many people's health is being affected because they don't have enough money. How do you kind of handle that with people on your team that maybe have that mentality of, oh, I don't want to talk money?
So funny. We did this training not too long ago. One of our leaders from South Africa, Merle, we did a training about money mindset. And a lot of people feel that they're not deserving. It's a mindset thing. It's a mind shift thing. And it's not a big shift. It's a 2 millimeter shift, so they can understand the importance. People feel yucky to talk to people about the opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't want to be salesy, or I don't want them to look at me. Stop. You don't know what people are suffering behind closed doors. When I see someone in a suit and a nice shirt and tie and a briefcase and a nice fancy car, that means nothing to me. That doesn't impress me, because everybody's broke at a different level.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't know where people are, and people are waiting for you to ask them. They're just looking for the right vehicle. What's the vehicle? LifeWave is the vehicle. Okay. X39 is the vehicle. Okay. This is the ammunition. But what do we shoot with? We shoot with our leadership. We shoot with our love. We shoot with our conviction. you know, and some people will take confidence as arrogance, you know, because people change the way they think, the way they talk, the way they speak, the way they walk, the way they dress. Why? Because one little word can just change somebody's mindset. If you're here today and you're saying to yourself, I feel yucky, guys, stop. You're doing a favor to somebody to speak about the opportunity. Just yesterday, I spoke to somebody and I said, hey, are you open to other ways of making money outside of what you're doing? If not, no big deal. Who is going to say no? I've never come encountered. Listen, people who make money want to make more.
Right.
Multiple streams of income. That's where it is. That's where how the wealthy get wealthy. Okay. Opening multiple businesses. We have multiple businesses. But, you know, we have this certain love for LifeWave because some people out there are waiting to do something. They're just waiting to do it with the right people.
Yeah.
So if you're on the fence and you don't want to speak to this person about a business opportunity, I'm sorry to say this. I'm going to gut punch you a little bit.
You're doing them a disservice.
There you go. You're doing them a disservice and you're selfish, keeping it to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can lead this person from here to here by just sharing something. I didn't say sell it. I don't sell this. I share it.
Right.
Okay. And it goes from person to person to person to person. So I always say this, you know, have you ever guys heard, you know, the song Row, Row, Row Your Boat? So you're going to get these no's. So I say this to people. It's like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yes. No, 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 yes. No, 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 yes.
Yeah.
No, 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 yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. That if you're willing to do that and have fun doing it,
Yeah.
forget
Don't let it
about
bother you.
Forget about it. Okay. But listen, when it goes from your head to your heart and someone tells you no, it's okay.
Keep moving.
We're constructed to speak to the 101st person because we call them blue M&Ms.
Mhm.
Okay. How many blue M&Ms do you see in a pack of M&Ms? Maybe
Yeah.
one, maybe
Yeah.
two. Open one. You'll see it. Okay. You see yellows, green, blue. Some people want to take a red and a yellow one and suck it together and make a blue one. We're looking for the blue M&Ms.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're just getting pigeons, that means you're flying too low. Fly a little bit higher and look for those eagles because those eagles are there. They're just afraid. Okay, either they've been burnt, they had a bad experience, but if you just show them your heart and show them that you utterly care, and that's the one thing that we said when we Linda, we are going to change the way people think about this. We want people to love what we do, and all our leaders are doing the same thing, and that's what makes this so much delicious, so more delicious, Gerrit. Okay, that we wake up wanting to do this. We don't have to do it; we get to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That mindset really is the difference of success or not. Really, I mean, being able to love what you do and being able to get up every morning and be able to see the impact that you're having. And you know, one of the things that you know, I hear people say is, you know, I love it when someone, you know, we want people to get successes. When they get a success, they're going to stick around a little bit longer. That could be their first check. It could be the first $5 they make or 10 or 15, whatever that is. It makes all the difference. But also getting that text message saying, oh my gosh, you've changed my life because my son is now able to swing in a swing, you know, for the first time. Those are the types of things. Those are the wins that get people and you know, get them here and have the experience that's then going to say, you know, I need to do this. There's something more to this that I completely understand. And having that good mentor can make all the difference. Yeah. Now, as we finish this up, I know you had a video you wanted to show. Do you want to show the video and maybe make a few comments afterwards, or do you want to just show the video and finish it off? I'll give you that opportunity.
And we would probably want to close with that, but if you have other things you want us to do, you know, we've set this time just for LifeWave.
Well, I'm looking at the questions. There's a few questions, but most of them are not specific to our topic tonight. And so we do, for those of you who did put some questions in here, we will answer them, and we'll reach out to you and answer those as well. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and I think finish this up because we're coming right up to the top of the hour anyway, and share this video, and then we'll come back and just say goodbye. So I'll go ahead and is there anything you want to say as we're teeing this up?
I'm sorry?
Anything you want to say?
Anything I want to say is I'm sorry, I got distracted. I believe everyone here has the ability to achieve what we have achieved. I don't know what you're looking for in life, but I know that people are tired of being told what to do and when to do it. I know people are tired of having lack of freedom. I know people are tired of living paycheck to paycheck. And I know people are tired of not feeling well. You can make that choice to change your whole life. It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's a belief system. It's wanting more. I didn't want to come back into this industry. I said to Javi, don't talk to me about it. I don't want to hear it. And I'm so happy that he did talk to me about it, because we had something different. We have something that I feel is revolutionary. And what I believe is what is happening, and I'll call this quickly, with this industry in this space, is there's like a revolution happening, a revolution where people are going out to go get their freedom. They're going back out to take control of their life. So we have something here, our hands on X39 with the most brilliant person in the world, David Schmidt, who I love and admire, and thank God that I've aligned with this particular person in this company. But hey, if we can do it, we're just regular people. We just placed the patch on one person at a time. We made a couple of phone calls. We got a lot of no's. But hey, we ventured through, we kept going, we kept pushing forward, we kept moving, move. If they tell you you can't do it, move. If they tell you that this is ridiculous, this business plan, move. If they tell you X39, move. Just keep moving and don't stop moving. You can do this. I believe in everybody here. Thank you again for having us on. Let's roll the tape.
So the reason, we wanted to play that, Gerrit, because, there's people on your team that's probably actually going through those trials and tribulations in their life right now. Okay. And I watch this video at least probably once or twice a month to take me back to know why I'm doing this. Okay. Why are we teaching the leaders to be purposeful, to be intentional? Other leaders that we have, our newest SPD, Jane Wolf and Jolene, our presidential, and Troy, another leader in Minnesota. I give them a shout out because they're following suit too, like everybody else is. And Pour into your team because that is your biggest asset. Okay, your team are going through these motions in life, and you know what? X39 and your leadership and your love and your guidance is going to take them out of those trials and tribulations, out of that storm, because every storm runs out of rain always. And if you're not pouring into your team, then you're just not being the leader that you say you are going to be. You're having people watch your mouth as opposed to watching your feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Help people watch your feet and not your mouth, and watch the organization that you're going to build with time. Everything great takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay. We give countless hours when it comes to this business. Why? Because we're obsessed to seeing people win. Say yes.
Figure it out later.
And tell the world. Thank you for having us on, Gerrit.
You know, there's no question that you are a dynamic duo. And certainly feeling your energy and your heart today has made a big difference. And I'm sure people all across LifeWave have fallen in love with you as well. And definitely, Javi, you mentioned at the beginning, but we are friends, and we will definitely look forward to many more opportunities to be able to spend time together, and look forward to catching up. And thank you everyone for being on with us today. And we'll look forward to catching up with you again next month for our LifeWave Connect Business Webinar. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.